All right, I'm back again, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Give everyone a chance to get back, take their seats. We're 4 minutes in front of the release coming out, maybe closer to 3.5 minutes. Got the pregnant snake formation happening here. Just real crappy price action leading up to. That's actually the house. Someone's house. Pregnant snake needs to have expanding range down here, which didn't quite do, but luckily we're not trading in this mess right now. Waiting for the report to come out. Everything will probably change. It's pretty nasty trading in here. I'm glad I'm not in it. Good morning, Judith. Hello, Perry. Thanks for the sound check. Appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I'm sure most of you have. This is our crude oil report session getting ready to start in a few minutes. So just to recap for those who are unfamiliar with how we do it, we'll watch the clock 2 minutes after the report comes out, which will be at 10:30. This is, of course, Pacific time. I'm on the West Coast, so 7:30 my time. 2 minutes after, we'll start looking for trades. The two charts on the left are Spotlight Master Suite trades. You've got the 5-tick momentum bar on the upper left corner, the 8-pip momentum bar on the lower left corner, and the 377 tick chart with Counterpunch, whether it's Counterpunch Express 2 or Counterpunch Trader. Basically the same. The only difference is with Counterpunch Express 2, you have to manually know when to adjust around key levels. So you might see a setup that's a little different than mine. Also, I've got all the setups turned on, the white, the green, the purple, and the add-on trades. So if you have Counterpunch Express 2 and you want to set your charts up to look as close to mine as possible, you want to make sure that all those setups are turned on. And then you just have to remember that if you get an entry or a stop that's a tick away from a multiple of 5, you need to move it beyond. So a short at 86, you would enter at 84. With Counterpunch Trader, it does those adjustments for me, so I don't have to think about it. If you're using Counterpunch Express 2, it definitely makes you use your noggin, and you have to think about that sort of thing, which is in the training and part of the trade plan, but it's easy to forget. So once you get in the habit of doing it enough times, it becomes automatic. That's the good thing about learning that with Counterpunch Express 2 is that you learn the habits. So we've got another 40 seconds or so, 50 seconds until the report comes out, and then we will certainly see it happen. And then we'll wait our 2 minutes. Good morning to you, Brett. And again, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Really appreciate that. Let's see what kind of reaction we get from the news here. Doesn't look like the report leaked out. And there it is. Like 1 second early, maybe. So looks like it started right around there. I'll just put it there. Not much of a range on that reaction. So basically from 62.90 to 62.40, about a 50-cent range. 50, 49 cents, something like that. I think we had like a 19-cent range last week or something like that. I don't remember, but it was pretty tight. So the question is, can it trade out of this range, or are we going to get stuck in the middle? We'll have to wait and see. So it's currently in that white trade, that long white trade. I don't usually like to take the trade that is a result of the reaction. I kind of want the chart to level out and give me a new setup. You can see that setup, that's quite large, 52 cents, because it's a reaction off the, it's a setup from the reaction. It could end up winning, but I'll typically wait for a new setup. So now we'll start to look for setups. I usually would get in sync unless it's a result of the reaction, like this is from the report. Anyway, we have no chance to get the entry at this point anyway. We will get a green trade coming up here, heads up. A green setup is imminent. The high of this bar, there it is. So that's a setup, 63.06, 63.06. And that's targeting 63.38. It did just trigger in. And the stop is at 79. So let's see if it can come up and at least get to the 200 moving average. You can see the 50 moving average starting to push higher. So target 238. It's a nice trade if it can get there. I'm going to test this 50 moving average perhaps. Let's hope it just keeps moving higher. Yeah, there it is testing. Now it's coming back into its range maybe. Oh. See if there's a short now at 79. That's rather unpleasant. And it did stop out and it did get short. Too bad. All right, the stop is now at 08. And we're targeting 46. Pretty choppy market at this point. Wow. Super choppy here. Now we have the stop and reverse risk at 63.01. This is tricky stuff here. 63.01. Definitely not crazy about that. And it did stop and reverse. Bummer. This is turning into a crap session. Stop is at 73. So 2 losses in a row. Targeting 15 on this one. It's kind of small. No, targeting 25, my mistake. Still kind of small, but targeting 25. And the stop is at 73. So a lousy setup. You could see that the choppiness that we saw leading into this session is continuing. You can see on the momentum bars, the V-shaped reversals. It was really nasty. This may be the last trade. Hopefully we don't. We haven't seen 3 losses in a row in a long time with this session. Could happen. There's always a lousy session. Let's see if we can come up and make a new swing high here. Horrible. It happens. Oh, great. All right, so this is going to end this session. 79. If it hits 79, we're done. It already hit 79, but I'm moving mine to 79 again. Yeah. Try to stay in the trade. It happened so fast I couldn't get to stop and reverse. Might even make sense to put that at keep it at its stop at 73, maybe. I don't know. This is just so choppy. Yeah, you have a choice to either go back to 79 where it stopped out. Really, this should be short now, but I'm not going to take the short. It's too choppy. Or you can keep your stop at 73 and try to stay long. But I think that the choppiness of this is, it may be that no matter what you do, there's no right answer. This is just an awful session. It is what it is. And it did just stop out. So I'm done. That's it. Bound to happen sooner or later, guys. We're going to get an awful session. This is very unpleasant. It is what it is. Let me know if you're still trading. If you're in the short, this one could end up working. It's very rare to get 4 losses in a row. But this one's targeting 48, and the stop is at 63.11. Hasn't really traded down into the middle of its range yet, and there's a good chance it will come down and test the low end of the reaction. It could be on this trade. This trade should end up winning after 3 losses in a row. 1, 2, 3. 4th trade. Rare to get. Yeah, see, there you go. So there's money management on this one. If you are in this trade, move your stop to break even. Trading right back into the middle of the reaction. It's kind of predictable. Well, the best trades follow the worst. This could end up being a good one. Stop moves to 77. Looks like this is going to want to come down and test the low end of this range. It could hit its target too. Okay, now the stop moves to 72. And it did just hit target too. Anyone in that trade did good. I should have stayed in that too, but it was too late for me. 66 is now the stop. And look at that. Watch this tank. 51, move your stop if you're in the trade, hitting target 3. Yeah, I was thinking when it was in here, it's like, oh, it's the 4th trade. It's probably going to win. All right, 46 now the stop. 41. Here we go. Best trades follow the worst. 38. 36. And the stop is 31 now. And finished. So that would have been a good one to grab. Let me know if you're still trading. So every now and then, you kind of wish you waited 5 minutes instead of 2 minutes. Like years ago, we used to wait 5 minutes after the report. Years ago. Stopped doing that. Started only waiting 2 minutes because there were so many winners we were missing and we were able to grab the trades. So we started waiting. I started waiting 2 minutes. Today was one of those days where waiting 5 minutes would have given you a one and done. It is what it is. Nothing's ever perfect. So got caught up into this mess here, and it is what it is. So that's basically all she wrote, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I mean, how did Spotlight do? You could see that one. I don't know. Did anyone get long here? That might have been too fast, but it was only a break-even trade. Then you had a short trade here, and that one hit its target 1. But if you on the 5-tick momentum bar, you go to target 2. So that's another break-even trade. And then the long trade, if you're in that trade, that's what that is. You're still maybe trading it. And on the 8-tick momentum bar, you didn't have a setup yet until now. It's your first setup. This one would have been a setup, but it's a squeeze zone. Both these would have. And both those would have been winners. And it's like, again, that's not really the spirit of the squeeze zone, right? You got all this space. There's no apex in sight. And those would have been nice trades if you knew to look past the filter. Could have adjusted around the 50. And both those were winning trades. But because of what I explained earlier in the last session about how the squeeze zone is coded, it's going to gray those out because the 50 is pushing up on the 200. Even though there's a lot of space and there's no squeeze, the space isn't getting squeezed, so to speak. And it just misses because it's on the inside of that moving average, because that would have been a nice. Those are both nice. They both would have survived. So that's how it came down today. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Definitely hit a rough patch this morning. Yeah, this would have been problematic if anyone. Yeah, just choppy. It is what it is. All right, let me know if you have any questions or comments, guys. Otherwise, we're finished. Look forward to a better session next week. No? No comments, no questions? Give you guys a few moments to respond. Yeah. It happens, Judith. I mean, even the best sessions are going to throw out stinkers. And one thing to remember, and it's something I should have been mindful of too, I personally think I made a mistake, because one thing that you learn over all this time are two major points. I did point them out to you, probably a little too late, but the best trades follow the worst. And getting 4 losses in a row, while it can happen, is rather rare. The odds are, if you have 3 losses in a row, and that's kind of rare too, if you think about it. Like, when was the last time we've had 3 losses in a row on this session? I don't even remember. It's been a long time. But I don't even remember. I can't remember 3 losses in a row. I certainly can't remember 4. So the thing to remember is, if you see 3 losses in a row, the odds are very strong that that 4th trade is going to win. And I should have been a little sharper on that, personally, because when I realized that, I mean, I should have realized it, but when it occurred to me, wait a minute, this is a 4th trade after 3 losses in a row. This trade is going to win. I couldn't get it. It never came back up to the entry. So my apologies there. Hi again to you, Keith. But bye again, because I'm about ready to say goodbye. In fact, I am saying goodbye. Everyone have a wonderful day. Don't forget, John will be in here tomorrow. And I'll be thinking about when I'm going to do another Trade Hacking Club session. That's in my mind. I haven't come up with a date when I can do that. And Dale, yes, we shall talk later. So thanks for the reminder. Look forward to that. Everyone have a wonderful day, and I will see you all again soon.